yo. My baby was coming out. I touched and I felt the head. Like, yo, this baby's coming out. And the nurses were busy there with other lady there. And she was busy screaming and all that. Busy asking her to push and all that. I guess there were 4 or 5 of them with that lady. At least one should have come to me or something. But none of them came. While the nurses were busy with the other lady, I remembered the story of my cousin. She told me that she went to the same hospital and the doctors were busy, the nurses were busy dancing and all that, not helping her. Then what she did is that she just pushed the baby out and the baby came out without the help of the nurses. Then I thought, why not I push this baby out, because she wants to come out. Why not? Then I did that. Like, as in, I'm doing this. And I pushed, and it didn't take some time. It didn't take some time. Probably a minute or 2. I pushed. It was probably 2 or 3 trials. Now, the baby came out. Then that lady there who was sitting there saying, hey, I'm making noise, started saying, hey, mwana. Mwana what? Mwana was simple. Then they came and they took the baby and I held it. I was shocked. She looked horrible. I don't wanna lie. My baby looked horrible. She was sort of gray or something. Like, she was so horrible. Then I took her to my hands. Then I checked the gender. I was like, what? A girl? I wanted a boy at that time. Like, what's a girl? Then she asked me, the nurse was like, what gender is that? I said a girl. Like, okay, that's your baby. They took out the afterbirth and all that, and they took her to clean her while I was waiting at the other side, and the other ladies got their babies and some of them were waiting for their babies. Then I went there. Oh my god, I forgot to mention this embarrassing thing that happened. When I pushed my baby and I checked when I stood up, I checked the bed. I found poop. Yeah. When I was pushing, number 2 came out as well. So that happens. You must expect that if you eat before you give birth. You must expect that. It's a normal thing, but this time I'm not gonna eat that much. What I'm gonna do is that I might eat the first time that I experience the contractions. Then afterwards I'm going to just take in some smoothies or something, just some light food, so that I won't take out some stool at the same time. But then we'll see what's gonna happen. But it's a normal thing. Even the nurses didn't say, hey, you pooped it in. It was like a normal thing. I was embarrassed, but at that time, but it was a normal thing to them. Then what happened is that they called me and I went there to fetch my baby. I saw her. She's black. She was black. The other babies were just yellow bones and all that. So he said, are you sure it's your baby? I was like, it's my baby. I saw my baby. She was gray when she came out. How who doesn't know their babies? I wouldn't take anyone's child, And I checked the wrist. It's my baby. No, it's not the wrist, but the leg, the tag, the name tag. It's my name there. Then I took her. They took us to the other ward where, after we giving birth, we stay, whatever that word is called. Then when we arrived there, the nurse was telling us, instructing us on what to do next since we have our babies. She was instructing us on breastfeeding them. Like, I didn't hear anything, but I knew she was talking about breastfeeding. But she was not audible. I didn't hear anything. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention that it took I guess less than 10 minutes to be at the labor ward. I guess probably I took about, as I said, it's less than a minute or two to push my baby, so it wasn't a long thing for me. I guess I was fully dilated by that time. I was ready, and the baby just came out because it was around. I went in there. It was around 10 to 12. Then by 12 we were out. Yeah, by 12 we were out of the labor ward, and by that time my things are at that ward that I went to at first. I wanted to cause surprise because he was outside. He was sleeping at the car. Imagine, again. But then during the day, I told him to go to the house just to get refreshed and just rest. What he did is just he came back around the last visit of the day. Then since then he was at the car. He didn't go, and I couldn't even call him to tell him that I got the baby. My phone was at the other ward. When I asked the nurse to go there and fetch it, she didn't want me to. She said I might disturb other people sleeping, or probably she was thinking I might leave the baby, because other people just abandon their babies and run. But then I just wanted my things. So I went there. I slept and saw this baby. She was weird. She was very weird. She was dark in skin, and the skin was wrinkled and all that. And I look at her, I was like, so you came out of me. You came out. Like, you were here. You came outside of me. Wow. I'm a mom now. It was beautiful looking at her. She wasn't crying, She wasn't that baby crying. No, she was sleeping. She was so cute, my baby. Okay, then came the morning. I slept that night. And in the morning we woke up, bathed. Oh, the first time we got in that ward, it was there was water on the floor. Like, there's so not hygiene. That place is not hygiene. Oh my god. I don't wanna lie. It was not hygiene. Someone blocked the toilet. Then there was water all over the place. So some girls, please take care of yourselves, ladies. You use that pad, you take it to the bin. There's a bin there. They put bins there. You should take not the toilet. Hey, then next thing they came and cleaned and all that, because I couldn't even shower that time because the floor was just full of water, and it was messy, and people just gave birth. So imagine the amount of blood was coming out of people and was there. Oh my god. So what happened is that I didn't bath. Then after some time they cleaned. Then that's when I went to shower. Then I went back. My baby was there. And in the morning there was some time where the doctors and the pediatricians came to check the babies and the mothers. Then if you were well, you were going to be relieved that time. Then they found out that my baby is not sucking the proper way. Other things were just fine. It's just that she was not sucking the right way. So they didn't discharge her. So I had to stay for another day. Imagine. Just because of my baby. That baby. Okay, I had to stay there. So whatever. What am I gonna do? I had to stay. Then afterwards, all the people that gave birth, that around the time I gave birth, left. Imagine, I was the only one there. Then new people came in, and it was fine. It was boring in a way being at that place. I was tired being in the hospital. I was tired. Then after that, came this other nurse. She was a nice one. I love that lady. I love her. She came. She was so friendly, telling us to bath and all that, instructing us how to breastfeed, and if we're not breastfeeding, we should what's the thing? We should come to her. She gave others whose milk were not enough. They were not releasing enough milk. She gave them the milk. It was formula, something like that. Then they gave it to their babies. Then they checked me. I was like, yo, let me just go just to make sure that there is milk coming out and they won't just shout at me and say why I didn't come and all that. I went there and they saw that my milk supply was just great. It was too much. Look at these boobs. They have too much milk, you know. So yeah, it was enough for the baby. And my baby was just a sweet baby. They're sleeping. She wasn't crying. Although she cried a few times, but not as much as other babies cry, like crying like crazy. She wasn't. She was sleeping, and most of the time she was so cute there. So yeah, we waited. So surprise came in the morning. When it was the first visiting, I was after sleeping the whole night at the car. Imagine 2 nights sleeping in the car. This guy. So he came and saw the baby. He was so disappointed. And look at the gender of my. So I was like, what? A boy? He was like, what? A girl? Yeah, it's a baby. How? So about the food is fine, you know. It wasn't that bad, although they don't put sugar there. Oh my god, they don't put salt in the food, so expect not having salt in the food. But it wasn't bad, you know. It wasn't bad. And another thing, you don't even have to have the pads, because they give you the pads and they give you the diapers. So those things are things that you're not really supposed to bring to the hospital, but you have to pack them in your bag, because when you leave the hospital, obviously you might even need them during your way home. So make sure that you have them at least just a few. So yeah, after all, the experience being there is not that bad, you know. It's not that bad. Although, hey, hygiene, hey, that place is not hygiene. I don't. Probably the one that I went to is not hygiene. Let me say that. I can't say all public hospitals are not hygiene, because I've never been to all of them. But the one that I went to is not. And I won't even mention it. But people who know where I stay will know which one I might have went to. So yeah, that place is not hygiene. Probably they've changed the staff. Maybe the cleaners are now good at cleaning and they clean most of the time, because that time it took time for them to clean the room. It took time. It's like they were not even there. It was so not it. But then otherwise, the nurses, I found good nurses. Let me not say all of them they're good, because some of them are crap. So I found proper ones actually. Thanks for watching, people. Please subscribe, like, and comment down below your experience if you have been to a public hospital, and if you are pregnant, you can also comment what are your expectations. So regardless of what I said during my experience, you must go there with a positive mindset, you know. Prepare yourself for good things to happen. Prepare yourself to meet good doctors, good nurses, and eat good food. Have the place hygiene. Just hope so. Just hope for that at least. It's not something guaranteed, but hope for that. And just be positive. And don't look at contractions as super painful things. Don't. For me, right now, I'm learning about hypnobirthing. So I'll explain that some other time. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment down below your experience if you've been there to labor. And also, yeah, please share this video and comment. Bye. 10 or 11, somewhere there.